Hi and hello, watch fans, and welcome back to Geneva Watch Days 2025. We are here in the glass igloo outside the pavilion with Manuel Emch of Kollokium and Louis Erard. So we've got a lot to get through in a short amount of time. Manuel, welcome to the studio. How are you today?
I'm very good. Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
Welcome. You keep hitting home run after home run. You respectfully democratized métier d'art, and you guys keep on going. It seems the well doesn't run dry. If I may, engraving.
Hand engraving. People
engraving
thought it
should be hand engraving.
No, but at that price, a lot of people actually challenged us, saying no, it can't be hand engraved, but it is.
You launched this last week.
2 weeks ago, yeah,
2 weeks ago.
yeah. I can't keep track of the launches anymore. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I saw the internet go crazy.
Yeah.
What were the responses? How did it go?
Well, it's gone.
It's sold out.
Yeah.
Limited. Sold
99.
out.
Mm-hmm.
So in an era where we don't do FOMO anymore, and collabs and limiteds don't really sell out, definitely not quick. Why?
Value proposition. Look, I think. Personally, I always dreamt of having a hand engraved watch, but there's nothing available on the market below, let's say, 20, 30, 40,000 price ticket, which I thought was a frustration for me because it's a fantastic add-on on the watch. It creates an identity that's very unique, and it's been on my to-do list for métier d'art since day one. Took me a while to find somebody who is actually willing and capable to hand engrave at a decent price. It wasn't in Switzerland, as a matter of fact, still in Europe. And it was in Ukraine, to be precise. So I bought back my karma a little bit, you know. It was very, very difficult because this is a collaboration that we started 3 years ago in the midst of the war. And it's been very, very challenging to bring over the cases to Ukraine and to make them engrave. You know, for me, it's more than a watch. It's a lifetime story. It's about resilience. It's about actuality. You can even call it geopolitics if you want. But it was wonderful, and I was very, very happy to bring it on the market. So it took us a bit of time because we also wanted to be sure that we have at least 60-70% of the watches ready, because I was sure it's going to sell out very quickly. And it did. And Maxime, who engraves them, can only do about 8 to 10 a month. So by end of the year, they're all delivered. So it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
But
so 10 a month. So calculating quickly, if he works 8 hours a day, it's almost 16 hours a case.
No, it's much more. But you misunderstand. You're too European.
He works more hours a week.
Look. One of the keys of success is that these guys, when they want to do something, they do it. And they've shown us a lot of resilience. Yeah. There's about 40 hours of hand engraving.
Amazing. So taking a work week.
Yeah, he has a bit of support, obviously, but also there's a bit of preparation work. They don't 8 hours. They don't know. They know 24 hours a day. You know, the very interesting thing at the very beginning, they obviously needed generators for electricity, and they could only access it at night because it was restricted energy. So you know, it's the whole story. It's not just the product. It's everything that goes around it. And for hi-fi fans, this is a very interesting story. How did I end up getting into contact with Maxime is through one of our clients, Mark Levinson. I don't know who knows Mark Levinson, but I think he's pretty much the pope of hi-fi. Mm-hmm. He is now in Venice. He has his new company called Hertz in Venice. He's a good friend, but also collector of mine. And when the war started, he sheltered some refugees. And since he's into watches, that's how the connection started. Amazing. One of the women showed him some pictures of a friend who was doing engravings. And that's how we started the whole story. So I think it's, beside the fact that it's a wonderful watch, it's incredible value proposition. It's also an incredible history of humanity.
And let's talk about why it's a métier and why you emphasize it's a machine. So for those that might not know engraving so much, the majority will see today's laser engraving. No. Even the backside of our iPhones, for example.
Yeah.
Watch cases will see also laser. Back in the days, you will have a pen that engraves, either automated or steered by hand. My dad is a diamond cutter, polisher, and goldsmith. goldsmiths know this. You have a diamond pen,
Yeah.
an engraved pen.
Yeah.
It's basically a very hard steel knife.
Absolutely.
And the most difficult thing there is engraved steel. They used to do precious metals. This can only be done by hand. And so imagine 40 hours long. You need to create relief, depth, because there are different depths and there is no
Absolutely.
regular motif in there. One mistake and you're gone.
Absolutely.
You can't fix it.
No, you can't fix it.
No.
You can't.
So
It depends how deep you're already in the engraving. But what makes the difference, what makes it beautiful, is also the deepness of it.
exactly.
I mean, you could eventually do laser, but the problem is you want to have deep laser. It's probably going to take you more time to do it, and it's not going to look the same. It doesn't have that imperfection. It's perfect, but it has that little human touch that you can see. You look at it, you understand it can only be hand engraved.
Wedding bands, I only let them engrave by hand because you'll wear them your whole life. They
Absolutely.
fade out.
Absolutely.
And then the artist, I'm pushing my fingers. If you can reach the silky finish, it's difficult because you have to imagine you're scraping away metal. That's what you're doing. So you have rough edges. So congrats, amazing. I also love tattooed engraved watches. Is he willing to do chapter 2?
I think we eventually maybe will have to, because the demand is pretty substantial. Let's see.
Have we touched on how much this watch is retailed for?
It's actually it's 5,500 Swiss, 5,450 Swiss, and it's very interesting talking about prices because you may know we do a substantial part of our business online. About 40% of our annual production is sold. Our annual revenue is sold online. It's about 35% of the production, and so we do around 3,500 watches. Not that much. But we sold, and on the online majority, the biggest customer, the biggest market is the US. We applied the tariffs, so this watch is $10,000 because the exchange rate plus the 39% tariffs plus the sales tax, depending on the state, and we sold more than usual in the US.
Wow!
So I think people understand that this is an incredible value proposition. You will never find a watch like this below multiples of what we sell it.
Collectors that had this done off the market to their Rolexes,
Absolutely.
Nautiluses, that was a trend for a while. They know what they paid then and go find the artist today to do it because it's a dying profession.
Absolutely.
As well. There are not many that can still do it. Well, I have difficulties finding them for my jewelry.
I can imagine.
So I know what you think, and I fell off my chair. I thought you were talking about wholesale price when you mentioned the price, and even that's low.
Yeah, but see, this it's like the wood marquetry. Obviously, it created a little bit more discussion on the forums because people just didn't believe it, especially engravers, Swiss engravers. Sorry for them. They thought it was impossible, but obviously they work differently. They work at other conditions, and that's what they offered to us. We said your price is our price, but indeed, I mean, it's probably the best value proposition that we have done so far with Louis Erard. But see, it's interesting. We also did the wood marquetry with Bastien Chevalier, which has basically two clients: us and the big house that I can't name, but that starts with a V and finishes somehow in a C, and he only makes for the Haute Horlogerie Maison. He only makes métier d'art based on complications on tourbillons, minute repeaters. And I think that kind of democratization of métier d'art is fundamental because, watchmaking is more and more about people. It's more and more about craftsmen. It's more and more about the watchmaker. We see that with the independents, the rise of the independents. And I think métier d'art will have a substantial part of this because complications have been democratized already. Today to have a tourbillon, you can have a tourbillon for 15,000. We have our Silberstein tourbillon at Louis Erard at 15,000 Swiss. You can have it at 150 or 1.5. It doesn't matter. But people sometimes misunderstand complications because it's not just about the complications; it's how you do the complication. Whereas as métier d'art, it's full about time. It's how many hours you spend on the watch.
So for those that are not that familiar with marquetry, I always call it respectfully, it's the parquet of a tile. And if you still don't know what I mean, those that love backgammon, and you know the old school backgammon boards, just run your fingers over it, and like your parquet at home, you'll have gaps, and it will shrink and it will expand. I looped your marquetry dial. It was so flush that I didn't believe it was marquetry.
Oh, yeah?
And it's miniaturized, and you have to imagine they cut wood, and they need to put it all together. Yeah, and
You puzzle it in.
you literally put it in, and it's
And you know one thing that people underestimate: marquetry, when it's organic forms, is easier. You see less, but when it's geometric forms, which we did, the eye will catch any imperfection.
exactly.
But we're talking 5 years for 99 pieces, so it gives you he can make 2,000 or 3,000 months. That's it.
Yeah, amazing. We have a cloth there still.
There's a cloth. Yeah, there's a cloth on the
reveal
table.
it, or you want to reveal it?
I'll go ahead. It's right in front of you. Go on. Let's see what we've got here. I'm so curious.
Please take it away.
Woof.
It's a killer, huh?
Yeah, that is gorgeous. Let's have a look. I'll get it on the camera.
Escher-esque.
Well, I like Escher-esque stuff. Somebody wrote on Instagram, another Emch design.
Why not?
I'm pretty happy to be associated
keep
with Escher.
going.
Come on,
Yeah.
it could be worse.
I say it as a compliment.
Me too. I love geometric forms
Yeah.
because they give contemporarity. You know, when we did the guilloche dials, they were always geometric. I think in métier d'art, it's not just about democratizing the métier d'art, it's also to make them somehow contemporary, or let's say a bit more in its time, and not just like floral. And I'm a art collector. When I go to a contemporary art museum, I don't like to go too much to art and history museums. I find it a bit dusty. And that's the same thing I'd like to see on watches, especially on métier d'art.
Before we pivot to pushing contemporary art in watchmaking and go to your other wrist, let's just focus on this. What is this? Limited? What did you do? What's the finish? What's the price points, Manuel? Here?
Okay, easy first, 4,500 price point. It's actually gold threads. It's a kind of contemporary métier d'art. Two engineers who transformed machines that were used for IT, slowed them down, and actually are threading gold needles. This, I think, is 2,400. It's like a suit. It's like a gold suit dial, and it comes over like this. It's machine made, but with a machine that they patented, and it's pretty incredible.
Amazing. Limited?
99, obviously.
Still available? Because you're just showing us stuff we can't buy.
Yes, still a few pieces available. Again, because of time to market. We also just launched it yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago. In general, it takes a few days to sell out. But what's interesting also, we increased. We also made the hands a bit more complex. We really try. I mean, look, every watch has to be better than the watch before. And I'm one of these persons that was always looking for the next one, improve, make it better, make it more valuable, make it more exciting, make it more interesting, make it more crafted. And I think in terms of crafts, it's really pretty incredible.
Beautiful. Run to your retailers if you want to see it in the metal. And if you're trusting the zoom on Ecom, give it a look.
And the video, which is quite explanatory.
Yeah. On louiserard.com?
Yeah, and on the Instagram account as well.
Yeah. Which is the same name, at louiserard.
Official.
Official. Okay.
What can I say?
All right. No, yeah, it's out there. You'll like it. Talking of contemporary, you've been on the show as well with your dear colleagues, Magnus
Amar and
Bauer
Bart.
and Amar and Bart. Where are you guys at today? Since then, I think you've launched 2-3 more drops. I see something on your wrist.
Yeah, this was the last drop, where it's basically based on Project One, but it's a new case. It's a new sapphire crystal. Why? Because we developed that technique, which some people know it lumicast, okay, which is basically casted superluminova in ceramics. We called it Lichtblock because we redeveloped the whole thing. The initial Project One has 468 pins. This has 488 pins, so even the design is different. And each and every pin is molded and then applied. So only the I'm not even talking about the number of pins, lumicast, but each and every pin is assembled, and the assembly of a dial is about 8 to 9 hours, just the assembly. And our Swiss supplier, when initially we came with this idea, said, yes, but each pin is 14 Swiss francs. Okay, I said, okay, that's not going to work for us. We'll have to find another solution, which we did, obviously. That's why we patented it as well, or trademarked it at least. Look, it was 399 pieces. Everything is sold out. So now we're moving into this logic of a drop every trimester.
Yeah.
We present in Geneva Watch Days. Actually, we don't present. We guerrilla risk market Project 2. The Friends Family Fools, but now we added the fourth F, flippers, because so many people flipping the watch at the beginning. So now Friends, Family, Fools, and Flippers edition, and it's pretty cool. It's like Project One, new case, new sapphire crystal, same philosophy in die cast, but this time we stacked up 67 dials.
Oh.
So it's one dial which is made out of 67 dials which are stacked up, which each and every dial has dial feet. And when you know how complicated sometimes dial feet are, it's been very, very complex, and it's organic shapes, a bit like topography. Okay, and we fill in the different topography levels. There's 9 levels with superluminol, obviously, which we like. We have Amr. He's the Loom addict. We gotta respect that. And we start with this first Friends, Family, Fools, and Flippers edition here in Geneva Watch Days, which basically go to our VIP clients. Those who really supported us from the beginning, and then there's going to be a commercial version coming in probably in whenever we manage to produce them. But the idea is somehow a drop a trimester.
Will you continue Project One?
Yeah, but
in parallel they'll be.
Yeah, we'll try to mitigate a little bit between 1 and 2. We also already work on Project 3 and 4.
Yeah.
I'm a believer of product pipeline. For me, the most important in the brand is not what they do today, is what they will do tomorrow. And for me, the number one value of a company in the watch industry is its product pipeline. And with Louis R, we have a 3 years product pipeline, 70 novelties, which are already in the pipeline. Let's see when we will launch them. And Kollokium, we gearing up, but we have around 2 projects, and then we're not going to fall in the trap of color. We do a few additions, but not too many. Then we change technology like Lumicast or Lichtblock, which is really, really out of this world. We started with purple again because of Amr. We will have a color which people be more at ease with, because not everybody likes purple.
How dare you? Everybody loves purple.
And not everybody does. It's very interesting, actually. In certain in Asia, they're not so purplish.
Really?
Yeah. Interesting. Well, we sold them anyways. It doesn't matter. Good news is we had a little bit of a less headache with some allocations, but it's gone. And then we continue on the flow. I mean, it's all about flow at the end of the day. You said, okay, you drop every month. It took a bit of time to get up to speed, but then again, it's not what you do today. It's what you have in your pipeline for tomorrow.
And things are flowing for you, aren't they? I mean, you're one of the most positive people that we've encountered. I mean, not that anyone's been particularly openly negative, but I don't get the sense that your endeavours have really been as disrupted over the last couple of years as many brands, and I think maybe that has something to do with the creativity that you apply to all of your projects and how it always stands out, and there's always time and space for that. Mm-hmm. And have you noticed that on the ground, like with your colleagues in the industry and talking to people?
Well, I've seen how many Silberstein collabs have hit the market after mine, and how many are doing with Vianney, and how many are roaming around Chaikin. The world's a bit more vast than these three, which I have a lot of respect for, which are wonderful watchmakers. But see, one thing that people underestimate, I talked about product comes before brand, comes before origin. We're moving away from consumer good into a kind of art product. We're not there yet. We're somewhere in the middle. And I think people value product. And people value innovation, people value creativity, and not just in claims or taglines, but really in what you bring on the market. And I think, unfortunately to a certain extent, what happens today with the tariffs, the more difficult market, actually is good. It's good. It's salutary for our industry. I mean, nothing is cut in stone or hammered in stone. We're a creative industry, and what creative industry is reinventing, is creating, is innovating. And I think we've been maybe a little bit in our industry a little bit too comfortable. You get the old excitement for a small case or a colored dial. I can't get it.
You just gave us a soundbite, plus a philosophical challenge for a future episode. Is the Swiss watch industry creative? We might beg to differ. No.
That's a
many
big
don't
question.
realize that they should be. And that
Yes.
already says that there aren't.
Yes, but the market has changed. What people have to understand, the market has changed. Today, the customer is empowered. Okay, customer wants, the customer exchanges, interacts. It's not about how good your distribution is, how many points of sales you have, how many middle management, how many marketing teams you have. It's about how creative, how agile, how innovative, how daring you are. I mean, we do things. Not everything is successful, and that's good. Because if everything was successful, we'd be probably as lazy as most of the others. Sorry for that, but it's a bit of a reality. I think what will make us successful is the capacity to reinvent ourselves. And I consider myself an entrepreneur. And anybody who's listening to this podcast, as an entrepreneur, what is life? Life is dealing with difficulties. Okay. Every day, in and out. Okay, we have a crisis, we have conflicts, we have tariffs. So what? It's part of our lives.
Problems are there to be solved.
Yeah, and they have, and it just challenges, and I find it exciting when the moments are a bit more interesting. Okay, to a certain extent, it seems that what we do has the resonance, the impact. People like it. But we have not won the battle. We're just there to constantly, every day, we push ourselves to do better, to take more risks, to innovate, to create. And I think that's what the beauty of our industry is. We can do that. Because again, we're not selling a consumer good anymore. We're selling more than that.
I think the industry needs more people with your attitude and your mindset, to be quite honest, because yes, there are challenges that come to us, but you have to have the willingness to attack them and to go back with something worthwhile. And you have done that, and you do it relentlessly on all fronts, with Louis Erard, with Kollokium, with whatever it is that you do.
There's a few others.
And a few others, yeah. We need to get you back on the show again for a full hour-long episode, but we're going to let you go now because you have to continue your busy day. Thank you very much, Manuel.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, both of you.
It is always a pleasure, anytime. If you've enjoyed this, and please like, comment, share, subscribe, you know the drill. Join us soon back in the Glass Onion for more content.